My boss fired me on Friday afternoon, and by Monday morning he was begging me to come back. My name is Jason. I worked for a small logistics company for almost 6 years. I wasn't a manager. I wasn't some executive. I was just the guy who knew how everything actually worked. Every shipping route, every supplier, every backup contact, every spreadsheet that kept the company running. The owner's son, Kyle, got hired straight out of college. Within a month, he was acting like he knew more than everyone else. He constantly complained that my systems were outdated. The funny part? He never understood any of them. One Friday, Kyle called me into a meeting. My boss was sitting beside him. Kyle started talking about modernizing operations. Then he said my position was no longer necessary, just like that. 6 years gone in less than 5 minutes. I asked if they were sure. Kyle actually smiled. He said, "We'll be fine without you." So I handed over my badge, packed my desk, and left. I didn't argue. I didn't warn them. I didn't tell them that most of the documentation existed only in my head. Monday morning, I slept in for the first time in years. Around 9:30, my phone started ringing. It was my old boss. I ignored it. Then he called again, and again, and again. By noon, I had 11 missed calls. Finally, I answered. My boss sounded panicked. 3 major shipments were delayed. Nobody knew which carriers were handling them. Their inventory software wasn't syncing. Kyle couldn't figure out how to access half the reports. Customers were already threatening to cancel contracts. My boss asked if I could come in and help. I politely reminded him that Kyle said they'd be fine without me. There was a long silence. Then he offered me my old job back. Immediately. Same salary. I laughed. Then I hung up. An hour later, he called again. This time he offered a raise. Then another. By the end of the day, the offer was almost 30% higher than what I'd been making. I agreed to meet. When I walked into the office the next morning, everyone looked exhausted. Kyle wouldn't even make eye contact. My boss sat me down. He admitted firing me had been a mistake. Then he asked what it would take for me to come back. I slid a piece of paper across the table. It wasn't a resignation letter. It was a consulting contract. Triple my previous hourly rate, no fixed schedule, no manager above me, and one more condition. Kyle would never supervise me again. My boss looked at the paper for nearly a minute. Then he signed it, without changing a single word. I've been consulting for them ever since. I work fewer hours. I make more money. And every time Kyle walks past my office, he suddenly remembers he has somewhere else to be. Sometimes the most expensive lesson a company can learn is finding out who is actually keeping everything together.